Hello, Lisa Richard here with Loving Energy Recharge, coming in to do the inner alchemy for May the 9th, going through to the 13th. Now, we are recording this ahead of time because we do want to talk about the new moon in Taurus that is coming up on May the 8th. And this is also leading us out of what is known as the seat of the driver, gate number 2 in the teachings of human design that we talked about in our last video, and also the energy of the pure divine feminine. So that is all 6 lines in there according to the I Ching of being in the feminine energy, the yin energy, and really asking us to examine who's driving the way. So this is all about the seat of the driver, the seat of self, getting into that alignment with the higher aspects of your potential, and really noticing how the mind likes to try to control the direction, but the wisdom in the body is teaching us the difference between knowing if that is good for you, healthy for you, safe for you, and also knowing when to step back. So part of this is we also have to realize that the body stores our trauma. It stores our emotions. It stores our ancestors. We have all of this energy and we have been rooted in fear. We've been rooted in fear for such a long time, and that has been fed through our subconscious in a lot of the messages we take in a lot of the images that we are seeing. And we're really being asked to transmute our fear into a greater faith within ourselves. And that is a very personal journey. This is a way of developing your intuition, of learning to trust in your ability to make decisions, to practice discernment, and to have more relaxation in your body, knowing you're safe to walk this human journey. So we use the teachings of human design, the gene keys. Our background as a more than existing Lightworker coach. We are certified as an emotion code practitioner or Reiki master teacher. And my point with that is there's so many different tools and modalities that you can explore to find out for yourself what feels to be right for you. So if you're new to the teachings of human design, we do have a free introduction course on our website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. You can enroll in that. You can follow the links to get your free birth chart and use that to follow along on this journey as we are going through the different energies and the activations within self. Now, the idea is there are 64 numbers in human design, the gene keys, the book of I Ching, which is known as the book of changes. That's in relation to the 64 codon strands in your DNA, in your cellular network. So when we are learning about all of this energy that is stored in our cellular body, and it includes shadow energy. It includes dilemmas, which means opportunities to learn and challenges to face in order to evolve. We are offered the gifts in there. We're also offered the highest Sudi, which is the highest divine essence, which is like the seed now coming into the fullness of the flower. So within your cellular structure, you have all of these different components, these ingredients that are there for you to do your own inner alchemy. And that's the key, because a lot of us are looking out to the external world for answers, for guidance, for somebody to tell us what to do. But here's my question for you. Are you not the only one that has been walking in your shoes? You're the only one that's in your body. You're the only one that's in your mind. You're the only one that has had your experience. So doesn't it make sense that the one that carries the deepest wisdom is also yourself? So there's incredible potential to learn how to shift the mind from a state of being the victim or the self-sabotager or the one who is afraid, the one who's lacking self-esteem, the one who is confused, into a new part of the brain that is then reminding the self that you have overcome many, many challenges and obstacles in your lifetime. Since the time that you were born, you have been learning many, many skills. We all had to learn how to crawl. We all had to learn how to walk. We had to learn how to talk, to communicate, to have relationships. And we've all stumbled along the way. Now, that is part of our evolution. It's part of the natural process of being a human. But we have been conditioned to take things so seriously. And then we start passing judgment onto each other for whether or not you're getting it right or doing it right, or there's this competitive nature that feels like, you know what, someone else is so much further ahead than I am. We really need to learn to come back and stay in our own lane. We're here to focus on being the best version of self and not to interfere with somebody else's life plan, their destiny, what they came here to learn. So I love the teachings of human design for that reason, because when you look at your birth chart, and if you need help looking at some of those pieces, you can reach out for a human design consultation. And what that does is it helps you get into alignment with who you are, how your energy is interacting with the world around you, and how to learn to trust in your ability to know what is right for you and what does not feel right for you. So that also means it's a process of learning to examine your fears, because we all came in here with fears that we could then have the opportunity to do the transformation and build a greater faith. So we all came in with a lesson plan, a learning plan. It was designed in the cosmos before you arrived. You chose your network of individuals around you to help really cultivate and stimulate your opportunities to experience what it is that your higher self, your soul self, really wanted to in this lifetime. So it's so important in this new moon energy in the sign of Taurus, the element of Earth, to remind yourself that you're meant to be here on Earth. You are capable of navigating this course of life. And when we really kind of look to the aspects of the Taurus, that bowl, and bring in some humor of, you know, the times that we get really stuck in our own mindset of it's going to be my way, or this is the way it has to be done, or maybe pushing some of that energy out, right? Like the bowl in the china shop. We've all been there. But it's stopping now to really question, where did that idea come from? Whose viewpoint is that? Whose perception is that? And to also really kind of take that energy, that bowl, and looking at the obstacles in front of you, and from a higher viewpoint, from a divine viewpoint, asking yourself, does that blockage really stand a chance when the power of the divine is behind me and I know that they will show the way through? So this is life. We all came here designed to be successful in whatever it is that you are here to do. But you're not going to find what you are here to do if you're so busy comparing yourself to everybody else, or you're so invested in what they are doing and how they are doing that. So this is leading us into the energy of gate 23 that is activated from May the 9th to the 13th. It's all about assimilation. Assimilation is, how are you taking in energy? How are you processing it within you? And how are you then sending it out into the world? Now, this is also the start of our 7 gate activations within the throat chakra that we're going to see between May the 9th, going all the way to June the 18th, right before the summer solstice. So we are now stepping into a powerful time of communication, how we are sending vibrational energy out into the world, how we are articulating our information, how we are being welcomed by others energetically. I don't quite know what the word is that they want to share there, but also how you're metabolizing energy. So I think a really good place to start with that is to really take a moment to consider how much energy and time we spend wanting to be seen and wanting to be heard and wanting to express our opinions. And we spend often so much time thinking about how we're going to respond or how we're going to make sure that we're heard or make sure that our opinions are there, that we're often not listening. And we have a world full of opinions, and we have a world full of energy that is blocking the ability to take in anything but what they are allowing to come through a narrow filter into the body in order to stay in our comfort zones. So that is the best way that I can put it based on what I am receiving. We are looking here at the shadow of complexity. It also comes with the dilemma, which is all about timing and accumulation. So when we tie this together and we consider how complex we have made our lives, and what was coming through for me is I grew up with the old dial-up computer. So that's going to age me. Perhaps some of you can relate to this. But the computer, the internet, really hasn't been around for that long. That was something new that came in my generation. Now, those that are younger, it's normal for you. You were born into a world of computers and technology, and you're used to instant dial-up, instant connection, instant access to information. So that is showing us how fast our world has sped up. With that, we have also made it more complex because now there is this feeling within the body that I need to have something and I need to have it right now. And we have developed a world within our workplaces, our family units, that, if I send a text message, I'm going to expect a reply right away. And if I don't get a reply within a couple hours, I'm going to start creating a story that maybe they're mad at me, maybe they're ignoring me, maybe I've done something wrong, right? So we have this energy within us. Or you might receive an email, and that email is to the side. You're working on a project, but your mind is still going to that email because somebody has requested something from you. So now your energy is being split between trying to focus on what it is you're working on and being pulled away with the pressure of somebody needs me and somebody needs it now. So this is the world of complexity that we have created. In our relationships with others, we're not taking the time to listen and learn to be curious about different viewpoints. We are so easily offended if something doesn't agree with our belief systems, if something comes in a tone of voice that makes us feel uncomfortable, if somebody looks at us in the wrong way. And I used to chuckle with my friends because a lot of us had a conversation and, we all kind of said, we all have a little bit of what we termed a resting bitch face, right? And it's a look that's on your face when you are in deep contemplation, but it looks like you're angry. And we had so many laughs and moments of just sharing stories where people thought you were being a bitch, or people thought you were being mad, or people thought that you were angry at them. But it was just your resting face. So we're bringing that humor into this because when you're looking at the shadow of complexity, we really have to chuckle at how much we take the smallest little thing and we escalate it into something so big. Or we look at the timing and we want it in our timing. We're going to make this happen. We're going to force it to happen. Somebody is late. Somebody's not showing up for their appointment. How dare they, right? It's a personal assault. We have all of these things that we've created that are at the mercy of time and structure, that we have forgotten about the simplicity, the gift in this gate of divine timing. You cannot put a seed in the ground and yell at it to get it to grow. You have to take the time to nurture it, to feed it light, to make sure the earth around it is full of nutritions. You have to give it the correct amount of water. You have to let air get at it so that it does not get disease. In other words, we, like the seed, have to keep ourselves in balance with the elements: earth, air, fire, water. It's a constant state of checking in. We're going to look now at the dilemma of accumulation, because accumulation here is talking about energies. And I want to bring in the relationship to material objects, because we live in a world where consumerism is absolutely huge. And consumerism has been around for a long time. They get really, really creative in their marketing. And there's a tendency there to look at how we emotionally react to something, how we are conditioned to feel a sense of, well, that object will make me look better. It'll make me feel better. It'll make me more valued in the eyes of somebody else. It feeds an identity. It feeds my self-esteem. It feeds my sense of belonging within this world. So that is all accumulation. We can look at our social medias and our accumulation of friends and how much getting likes or getting comments or getting noticed affects us, especially with the younger generations. You're on your phones all the time. How much are you accumulating in your body based on what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're experiencing? And how is that affecting your nervous system, your self-confidence, your feeling of belonging within this world? So we really want to take a look at the gift of simplicity this week and looking at all the clutter that is around us, the clutter in our homes, in our workplaces, in our vehicles, anywhere you spend a lot of time. And really ask yourself, have I accumulated things in this area that I don't love or that make my life harder than it needs to be? And sorry, I'm not asking you to get rid of your significant others or children. That's not an option here. Just want to throw that out here. But really looking at the things that you're able to part with. And ask yourself if you're ready to do that. So this is good energy to do some decluttering around your house, your office, your vehicle, your relationships. Are you accumulating relationships that are draining you of your energy, that are so complex because they make you think and worry all the time about that individual? And if you are coming from a place of deep love, then that is your opportunity to remind yourself that there is a higher power that knows what is in the highest good of all, that knows what is moving into place and being orchestrated for the highest good. Your worries are not going to help. Your prayers, your gratitude, your understanding, your willingness to hand it over to that higher power so that you can energetically simplify your own vibration and you can emit a frequency of love, of joy, of health, of vitality to feed into the energy of the world is going to be the most beneficial. So let us really try to focus on simplifying this week, decluttering things this week, enjoying this journey into the throat center and the 7 activations to come. I am so excited to welcome those that have signed up for the Reclaim Your Divine Voice course, that we can travel together during this period of time to really share some deep insight and some wisdom into these activations. And if you're still wanting to get in on that, send me an email, lovingenergyrecharge@outlook.com. Let me know. We'll see what we can do depending on how far we are into the course at the time of this airing. But either way, you can follow this YouTube channel. You can do your own self-actualization of how the shadow of complexity is playing out in your life, how the agenda of timing, my timing, and the accumulation of thoughts, of things, of energy is playing out in your life, and leaning towards how can I simplify? How can I simplify and relax my thoughts? How can I simplify and relax my body? How can I simplify my to-do list? How can I create more space so that I can listen, so that I can assimilate what is coming in? I can pause in the processing of what is coming in before I send out into the world, before I manifest that into being. So this is an important time. I also want to take a moment to wish a happy Mother's Day to all those celebrating Mother's Day on May the 12th. And here's another really good opportunity for you to look at the complexities of having children, the complexities and the accumulation of energy that came your way when you were pregnant and had children. How much advice, how many opinions, how many rights or wrongs, or this way or that way, how much judgment, how much opportunities to learn, to grow, to stumble, to fall, to just try your best. It is exhausting to be a parent. I'm a proud mother of 3 daughters. My eldest daughter is going to be celebrating her very first Mother's Day next Sunday, the 12th of May, and I get to celebrate as a new grandmother this year. But let me tell you, there has been such deep appreciation within my own body of watching my daughter and how she is becoming such a beautiful mother as she's learning and growing and going through all of the challenges that the body feels, the mind feels, the emotions feel. Babies do not come with instructions. We have no idea. You do the best you can. So I've used that as a new opportunity to also look at my own journey as a mother. And I was 18 when I became a mother for the first time. I was a child having children. So there's been a lot of healing in my own journey, a lot of grace in my own journey. I've sat there and honored that young woman, made peace with so many different things. I've looked at my own mother, my grandmothers, and the women around the world who are doing their very best. And I can't imagine living back in the day where I would have to make my laundry soap, to scrub the clothes, to chop the wood, to stoke the fire, to try to find foods, to have babies that are hungry, to be cold, to being alone. I can't imagine that. So there's such an opportunity this week to also honor the divine feminine, because we all came from a mother, and regardless of your relationship, remind yourself how difficult that journey is when you're doing things for the first time, or you're doing it from a place of not having all the tools and the support and the wisdom that you needed in the underdeveloped parts of yourself. So this is also part of a bigger teaching that is coming in a couple of months. At the end of June, I'm going to be in the Lacombe area with my business partner and dear friend, Corey Thor and Cameron. And we are offering a weekend retreat for women. We're going to talk about the inner child healing. We're going to talk about the intuition, developing that divine self, and really honoring what it means to be a woman. If you want some information on that, you can visit the website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. That is through Eventbrite. And I am so excited to be stepping out more and more to offer different teachings and to follow the calling of my own voice. And I hope that you are also listening to your own deep calling, that you're honoring the divine feminine in you and allowing yourself to be expressed, but from a point of your highest truth, not the shadow energy. You don't have to fight your way into this world. What is destined to be yours cannot be taken away. So relax into this. Remind yourself that you are that seed. Your job is to create a strong, healthy foundation so that you can rise in your truth and you can bloom to your fullest extent, and the world gets to experience the fragrance of your flower, your divinity, not a copycat imitation of anyone else. So I send you all much, much love. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful journey. Use some humor. Don't get stuck in the rat race of complexity. Bring in the gift of simplicity. Sending you all so much love. Namaste.